How you doing? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to talk about 3 ways alcohol affects your heart. This is something that really I took to heart literally when I was drinking, because there were so many times when I thought that I was waking up in the middle of the night with a heart attack after I'd drank a lot of alcohol, especially Guinness. You know, go out for a big feed of Guinness and then I'd wake up during the night, you know, maybe 2 or 3 hours after I'd gone to sleep or fallen into the coma, and then just wake up feeling like there was a pounding in my chest. This was when all the alcohol, or when the alcohol was starting to wear off, where the numbing effect was wearing off. So when you think about it, everywhere the alcohol flows, the damage goes, right? People generally associate heart disease with bad food choices, but did you know that a large proportion of heart disease is caused by alcohol? And I want to talk about just 3 ways that alcohol can affect your heart, right? I'm not going to go into too much detail in these videos, but just enough to sort of give you an idea of what can happen to you when you're drinking a lot of alcohol. So the first thing is hypertension, or high blood pressure. And this is the most common alcohol-related problem. It's known as the silent killer because people don't realize that they have it, right? It affects the muscles in the blood vessels. It causes narrowing of the blood vessels, and the heart's got to work harder in order to move the blood around, which causes the pressure to rise, right? Increased blood pressure. Now, this increases your risk of having a stroke, a heart attack, vascular dementia, which is when you've got not enough blood is getting through to your brain. And it can also cause long-term kidney malfunction, especially. Now, when you're thinking about your life, all of these things can lead to disability at the bottom end. You know, a lot of these things, when they're to do with the heart, can lead to the heart attack, which I'll talk about in a minute. But they can lead to a disability. They can lead to an overall reduction in the quality of your life. High blood pressure can also damage your eyes. It can also damage your sexual dysfunction. It can cause brittle bone syndrome and problems sleeping, amongst other things, right? So that's high blood pressure. The next one is heart attack. And this, when we're talking about the heart, it starts with the heartbeat and the heart rate, or the number of times a minute that your heart is going to beat. And drinking alcohol, or the alcohol as it's flowing through your system, can affect how your heart beats, right? Each time your heart beats, basically an electrical signal is, it starts off at a group of cells in the top of the heart, the sinoatrial node it's called. And this signal goes down through the heart, and it regulates your heartbeat and the rhythm of your heart, right? So synchronizing, and it synchronizes the pumping action of all 4 chambers of your heart, right? So a heavy drinking session can cause problems with these electrical signals, and it can increase your heart rate, and this is called tachycardia. And if you get this tachycardia too many times on too many occasions, it can cause blood clots, which can lead to a heart attack. The heart needs oxygen to continue pumping. So if that supply of oxygen is cut off, or even reduced enough, or for long enough, for any reason, you know, this can cause a heart attack. And we normally associate this with a buildup of plaque in the arteries, but alcohol drinking can raise the fat in the levels in your blood. This is because alcohol gets, once it gets to the liver and is broken down into triglycerides and cholesterol, this raises the levels of fat in your bloodstream, and this is one of the causes of fatty liver also. But the high levels of the wrong cholesterol can block up the arteries, and as I understand it, it's when a piece of this plaque breaks off and causes a clot, which again causes a heart attack. So if you haven't already, if you want help to stop drinking alcohol, we've got a free course. It's down below. It's called the Quick Start Preparation. It will help you to just get an idea of where you are in this journey. it'll give you some clarity about where you are and where you're going to go and what to expect, some of the things to expect in the first days and weeks of this journey. You can use this for either the start of your preparation or going into your second 30 days as a refresher course for going into the next 30 days and so on and so forth. But it's designed to help give you a bit of confidence in your abilities to get these things done and to give you the courage to get started, right? So the third one I want to talk about is called alcoholic cardiomyopathy, and this is otherwise known as saggy heart syndrome. And alcoholic cardiomyopathy is a disease in which chronic long-term heavy use of alcohol causes damage because the heart enlarges and stretches. So you think about your heart as a muscle, and the alcohol basically weakens your heart muscle over the time, so it just can't pump the way that it should. Think about a rubber band or a spring being stretched too much, and eventually it'll lose all its springiness, right? And this means that your body's supply of oxygen again is going to be short because the blood supply is basically compromised. So physically, this is going to affect everything that you do. You'll have trouble breathing, you'll get lightheaded and faint, chest pains when you exert yourself, and it can really affect other organs in your body, although this is probably a condition that is caused through alcohol attacking all the other protective organs like your liver anyway. So those with the condition who do stop drinking, who do have alcoholic cardiomyopathy, they have between a 40 and an 80% chance of not surviving 10 years if they don't stop drinking alcohol. So, like all these videos on health problems that I do, first of all, the best thing for you to do is to stop drinking the poison, right? To get away from that idea that that you can somehow carry on putting this poison into your body over and over and over again without any damage to yourself, right? So, and again, I'm not a doctor, so this is not medical advice. If you feel like you've got any of these problems at all, go down to your doctor and get some advice off them, because you don't want to take your life in your hands listening to some guy on the internet, right? So that's my piece on this. Take good care of yourself. Again, if you haven't signed up for our free course down below, it's down below there, and you've also got the habits feed too. So take care of yourself, and I'll speak to you again in the next video. Onwards and upwards. Bye now.